Dire
I have a
team
co-cast
back.
today. This is Mads. How are you doing, Mads?
Very good, Cake Juice. I mean, I couldn't leave you here all alone, could I? So I'm back
Oh,
from my long hiatus. I'm back to casting. It's good to be back with this game, Team Aegis, the Future Ancients. So this is for
10
the
seconds
Cyber Gamer
remaining.
Amateur League, if you've just joined us. So they are playing for a
5
spot in the
seconds
grand final,
remaining.
which will take place later tonight.
being cast by our top
Radiant
loco,
team
Smoko,
back.
the top loco. So that'll be an interesting one. You guys definitely don't want to miss that.
Dire team
First of all, the
back.
band's coming in quick and fast. We've got Timbersaw and Elder Titan banned first off. Why would you ban Elder Titan first?
Elder Titan, he's coming back in this meta right now.
Radiant
I'm not
team
sure if he
back.
deserves the first ban, but maybe they have trouble against him, or maybe they know that Aegis plays him a little bit. The Timber ban, I think that's Team Aegis probably respecting that from the last game. So Future Ancients able to play that really well, and it carried them through that game.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, definitely. There was so much damage coming out. The Timbersaw, sorry, the Timbersaw Void combo in the Chronosphere was just far too much for them to handle, and it just really controlled that lifestealer. He just wasn't able to get off the mark at all.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll pick him up here in this first round,
Radiant
now that
team
they've banned
pick.
that out, but we'll definitely see. I would imagine he would get picked up here, since he's been so popular lately. But they've gone with the Undying, the big strength hero, so they want to fight.
They want to fight really early in the game. I can
10
remember him being
seconds
picked
remaining.
so much during the that old year beast thing.
5 seconds remaining.
Just because he was just able to sit there and get all 5 of them
Reserve
in
time.
decay, and it was just he just had so much extra strength. But yeah, so potentially looking to see a really early game based lineup from
team
Aegis here.
pick.
Yeah, I imagine he's
Dire
possibly
team
going in
pick.
the safe lane as a support, but we have seen these been run aggressively, possibly aggressive tri lane to shut down the safe laner of the Future Ancients. So we'll have to see what they do with it there. Future Ancients following up with the Vengeful Spirit and the
10
Bat.
seconds
They got the
remaining.
Venge for themselves. I like that with the Bat pick, because
5 seconds
Venge is the great
remaining.
counter to Bat Rider, because of the swap being able to cancel that lasso. So
Reserve time.
I imagine that's why they'll pick those two together.
I suppose Swap being
Radiant
able to also
team
help
back.
initiate with the lasso range, because I know once upon a time lasso had a really large range, but obviously now you basically got to be standing next to Batrider to get caught into that. So a bit of extra initiation, and Team A just picking up Disruptor, who was banned in the
10
last game.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, he's such a popular hero right now, one of the strongest supports that
5
there is.
seconds remaining.
He's great harass in the early game and just great control. I mean, 3 of these heroes right
Reserve
now
time.
are about controlling the movement of the opponent. So that glimpse is huge. Obviously, the lasso and the swap, all big movement changes. So I expect like that they don't want to give away all 3, so they had to pick up that disruptor for themselves.
Yeah, no, fair enough. A really good move there by Team Aegis. I think everybody will just,
Dire team
especially in my games, my super low level Dota games, we always just really underestimate the power and the range that Glimpse has. It's able to screw up everything that you're planning, and so a really good pick up there from Team
10
Aegis.
seconds
And
remaining.
another ban there coming out the way of Death Prophet, who was
5
used
seconds remaining.
really effectively by the Future Ancients in the previous game.
Yeah, Team Aegis'
Reserve
lineup
time.
is very team fight orientated right now. Obviously, the Disruptor Kinetic Field couples so well with the Undying Tombstone and Decay. He just wants them to all be in one spot together, building up those zombies. Chuck down a Static Storm on top, and you're in
Radiant
the
team
money
back.
there for a good team fight. So I imagine that's what they're looking for. Death Prophet would obviously fit quite well into that sort of team fight. So good ban there from the Future Ancient.
And a rookie ban coming out as well, someone who's seen
10
quite a bit
seconds
of popularity
remaining.
recently in the pro scene as a support hero,
Dire
which
team
I
back.
have never seen coming. Absolutely.
I don't think anyone did really. Like, people laughed when they said he'll like there's a chance he'll get picked in pro games, but now he's in the top 10. So pro teams obviously respecting it. Just the ability to the permanent
10 seconds
invisibility,
remaining.
obviously the deep wards he can place, the vision he gives you over
5
your
seconds
opponents.
remaining.
All these things just come together really well to make him a great support hero. So
Reserve time.
I really like that sort of the meta changed and it moved him into a support role. Because the carry Ricky, it was good in pubs, but it never really took off in the professional scene.
End of my existence in my pub games,
Yeah,
especially when first starting out. It's just you see him in every other game.
Against newer players, definitely. The
Ugh.
big Terrorblade ban here from the Future Ancients. This is another hero who's sort of come back from the dead after being out of the meta for a long time. He's come back with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. Somebody
he's-
definitely gave E some of their energy for that one.
He's causing terror, pun intended, at all levels right now. So yeah,
10
good ban from the
seconds
Future
remaining.
Ancients there. I'm wondering what they're going to pick up here. They've got great
5 seconds
initiation, so
remaining.
they're going to need some follow-up with that. Wonder if they pick up that Lifestealer for themselves here.
Reserve
Good against
time.
Disruptor. Can obviously rage off that glimpse with the built-in BKB. But I imagine this bat's going mid, do you think?
I suppose it's a bit too early to tell at the moment. Although that Sven pickup kind of maybe does solidify that maybe he is going to go mid and chuck the Sven in the safe lane. But again, I still reckon it's a bit too early to say. Yeah, I'm pretty useless at analyzing drafts.
10
so
seconds
Sven,
remaining.
great couple with both Venge and
Yeah.
Batrider.
5
Obviously the
seconds
minus
remaining.
armor for Venge helps a lot for the massive physical damage that Sven can deal out.
Reserve time.
And the lasso just perfect with him. Batrider
Yeah.
just great at holding a hero in one place, and Sven is great at dealing damage to heroes. As long as they don't run away from him, that's where you get tricky.
Exactly. He's definitely going to be liking the confirmed lockdown that they've got so far, and it's going to be interesting to see what team Aegis do to sort of combat that.
Yeah, I don't 100% agree with the Sven pick here. Disruptor is actually quite good against him, being able to place that kinetic field down and just kite him. Glimpse obviously is really great against him, and Undying with the zombies to
Radiant
slow him
team
down.
pick.
It makes it really hard for Sven, but we'll see how they work around that. And the IO being picked up from Aegis here, so that's actually interesting. It doesn't really couple very well with either of the heroes right now.
Yeah, I suppose so. Are we
10
gonna
seconds
see? Are we
remaining.
gonna see maybe a tiny pickup
Quite
in the next
possibly.
remaining.
couple of picks?
That would
Yeah.
work fairly well. It could just be possibly a
Reserve
respect
time.
pick, so they don't give it away if they see maybe a Sven IO strat coming. I haven't seen
That
that
just
in a
sounds
while,
nasty.
but
Gotta say that just sounds nasty.
yeah,
Team pick.
it can work very well. And the Mirana getting picked up, the great buff to her Ag Scepter, putting her in the viable position to get picked up here now.
Yeah, Mirana's been on a little bit of a power creep recently.
10
She did
seconds
get an agility buff a couple of patches ago, which
5
soared.
seconds
Really, it was so much. It was actually a huge buff.
Reserve time.
Which I honestly thought was going to put her in the pro scene. Didn't quite, but with the introduction of the Ags and the passive Star Storm every 8 seconds, so useful. It gives her the wave clear that she just doesn't have, and is really able to put her in that position 2 slot.
Yeah, and
Radiant team
the ability to, like, it works so well. You can farm lanes with it, you can go in the jungle with that, and yeah, you can push waves like you were saying there, and even in team fights as well, just constant damage you're outputting. Invoker,
10
he's
seconds
dropped a little
remaining.
bit in terms of like where he gets picked up,
5
but he is
seconds
still getting
remaining.
picked up by a lot of these teams. Just such a versatile hero.
Reserve time.
I mean, 9 spells. You can't really go wrong. You can't say he's not a versatile hero or anything. I think really the only thing that's happened to him is really his early game presence is no longer as good as it was. With Force Spirits, I think being continuously nerfed for the past 3 patches. It does sort of make sense for sort of Quaswex Invoker to come more back into the meta, which is always far more exciting to see than just someone who has Sunstrike and Cold Snap up all his own.
Yeah, definitely. I like the pick here as well. Decent against the bat, very good against this Sven. Being able to drop the ice path to slow
Dire
Sven
team
down.
ban.
Like, kiting Sven is the name of the game when you're up against him. If you can just kite him around, you're doing very well. And if he needs that sustained lockdown to be able to get anything done, so and with only sort of the Venge to
10 seconds
and
remaining.
himself obviously to provide constant lockdown without the Batrider
5
ult,
seconds
this
remaining.
might end up coming back to bite them. But again, we'll have to see how it plays out. What I
Reserve
really want to
time.
see is who Team Aegis is going to couple with this IO right now.
Yeah, it's still really open at the moment. I mean, it looks like they're gonna chuck the Invoker mid, but they unless they run some sort of weird carry Undying, they don't have their safe lane carry at the moment.
Dire team
So it looks like they're gonna be picking him up here. I don't know. Are they? Would they go with the Life Stealer?
That would work pretty decently with the IO.
10 seconds
Wouldn't
remaining.
surprise me, but so is this the Undying running solo off lane?
5
I'm
seconds
not 100%
remaining.
sure of what they're going to do with these lanes right now. I imagine Invoker mid. And they've gone for the Spectre. That's a lot of
Radiant
global
team
presence
picked.
actually.
It is a lot of global presence.
So
That's
I imagine
yeah.
IO is going to roam around with possibly the Invoker, maybe even the Undying. I'm not 100% sure on this. Interesting draft
10
from
seconds
Team
remaining.
Aegis, to say the least.
Definitely hit me for 6. I wasn't
seconds
expecting a
remaining.
Spectre pick there at all. But again, even though she has dropped off in the
Reserve
past few
time.
patches, it's still such a strong pick and gonna be really not okay for the Federations if they let this game go late.
Yeah, I'd expect some early aggression from the future Ancients now that they've seen that Spectre pick. So they're looking for possibly... Well, it depends where they're going to run these heroes. Depends if the bat's mid. That could be offlane as well. And I've gone with the Necrophos.
Necro Blast.
Wow, that's out of nowhere. Good
Yeah.
against the Undying for sure. Anyone with a lot of health, and Spectre, I guess, she gets pretty tanky. Definitely a spanner in the works pick for them. I don't think they would be expecting that. I sure wasn't.
Yeah, no, I mean it looks like both teams have got a lot of their bases covered in terms of different stages of the game. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, so on again, just a quick recap on Team Aegis here. We
Prepare
have the
for
Invoker,
battle.
the Spectre, Disruptor, Undying, and IO. And down the bottom on the Radiant side, we have Mirana, Necrophos, Batrider, Sven, and Vengeful Spirit. So just with the side of the Future Ancients here, where are they going to run their heroes?
That's a very good question. I would expect that the Sven's going to be in the safe lane, but this also could be an aggressive tri lane with the Vengeful Spirit and possibly the Mirana. I mean, and there's a lot of different ways you could run this. They have smoked up. It looks like they might actually run into the side of Team Aegis here, who are actually rather split up. Invoker
Yeah, it
knows
looks
something's
like-
up though. He's backed off the cliff there. Nah,
30
throwing out
seconds
things
to
everywhere.
battle.
They did do this last game. The Future Agents, they did do this and place a very aggressive ward. Although I haven't seen any wards come out yet. Getting very close to the Spectre and the Disruptor there though, and the smoke has been popped. No, sorry, it hasn't been popped. It just ran out. They are very deep in the jungle, but I think they're okay because nobody else is around. They're all down at the bottom rune looking to
The
secure
battle
that.
begins.
So it's going to be a rune apiece for each team. Invoker getting the one at the bottom and Necrophos getting the one at the top. So it looks like we might be seeing a Necrophos mid.
Quite possibly. The Batrider is TP'd bottom, and then Mirana is actually sitting around mid, maybe looking for an early kill. So the Necro mid,
They have
this-
pinged her out though.
this is probably
I'm
the
not
aggressive
sure
tri
who
lane,
pinged.
I guess. Mirana might rotate back up there. They do have the IO sitting here with Invoker. Throws out the cheeky arrow, gets it as well.
Wow, that was really quick there. That was really good work, and there's a full-length arrow there. The Invoker just managed to use a Fairy Fire to keep himself alive. The heal from the arrow, but he does manage to go down. The final last hit from Necrophos there, just doing enough damage.
Wow,
And
worse.
yeah, that is not the start that Team Aegis would have wanted there, but that is the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Look like he's gone for Exhort first on Invoker there.
Just wants that extra damage, I guess, to outlast hit the Necrophos. Great patience there by Mirana. She's actually throwing another
Arrow's just come out and it is a hit with the Disruptor. That's 2 in a row. And has the Sven got his stun up? I'm not sure if he's even going to need it. And yeah, the Mirana managing to get the last hit there. The full 5-second stun coming out. That is 2 in a row.
100% arrows.
100% arrow usage and hit rate. It's not really the way they wanted to start at the moment. The IO has actually rotated around to the bottom lane to help out the Necro. The Undying.
This is the dream start from Mirana right now.
Oh my god, Mirana's already level 2. That was so quick.
She got the rune as well. Bottom lane, Batrider getting aggressive on this whip.
Oh dear, that Whisper's not in a good place at the moment. He's got 2 stacks of sticky napalm at the moment and is taking a lot of damage from the fire. He's managed to heal up with the Undying though, and not too much more is going to happen there. The Batrider actually taking a lot of damage from creeps, and zombies were being used as well, tombstone being dropped, and zombies coming out and doing their worst.
But now the lane is actually pushed really far now, so he's going to get some nice last hits here in relative safety, so it's definitely not a bad position for him.
Yeah, he's got up to level 3 now, which he's caught, so he's on par with the 2 mid lane heroes at the moment, so probably not what Team Aegis were envisioning that was going to happen.
So ends up being a dual lane versus dual lane in this top lane, and I would expect the Sven and the Venge to do a little bit better here, and it looks like on last hits the Sven is very slightly ahead, so rather even at this point. And another arrow goes out, just stealing a big creep there from Mirana.
I still say that's 100%.
Yeah,
especially with the recent change. Especially with the recent change where the arrow automatically kills a creep, but there's 6 stacks of sticky napalm up on this IO here. There's 7 stacks now, and oh wow, that was a very quick thing there, but it was all in vain. The Batrider managed to fall down to the Necrophos as well, and Batrider falling to the Undying. I keep getting that wrong. Apologies to all those watching. We've had a pause. Apparently Necrophos is experiencing some lag.
So the Bat getting the kill on the IO and then going down. I mean, fairly even trade. He is solo technically here, so not the worst thing that could have happened. And he did get the kill off first, so he is going to get the XP, whereas the IO is going to get none for his death. The Undying, they do have to be careful, because if you let an Undying get too big too early, you can get yourself in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And he is actually still taking damage from Firefly, but that's really just gone away now. I didn't even realise, that Tombstone was dropped, which is why the Batrider was so low. Just the decay stacks and right click damage from Undying there. Mirana's still hanging around in this top lane. She's looking for another one of those cheeky form arrows, which again had the most perfect start for a Mirana that you could have ever really wished for, really.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be hard, I think, get one of these. They have managed to pull the creep wave into this double stack of nukes here.
Arrow does come out. Ooh, and it just hits the range creep who just walked in front of the Spectre. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure we may have had a stunned Spectre for a while there. I think the rest of them were too far back for them to be able to really capitalise on it though, so she might have been a bit safe.
Yeah, just keeping the pressure on. That's what you want to do as a good roamer. So they're always going to have to be on the back foot, can never get too aggressive. You see them right now are way back behind the tower. The big creep wave comes up, and they're going to apply some pressure here.
Under attack.
IO does manage to fall in the bottom lane there, and actually Undying takes away the Batrider as well. Sorry guys, we're too busy watching this. Mirana. Something that did happen there though. The Spectre did rotate down into the bottom lane. She just wasn't getting anywhere near the farm that she needed, and the tower goes down in the top lane as well. That's Sven, Mirana, Venge,
Yeah,
Radiant's
looking pretty
bottom
impressive.
tower is
Spectre
under
notoriously
attack.
weak in the early game, so had to get out of there, but he's going to get TP'd right on here as the Bat Rider comes back. Vengeful Spirit's in the neighborhood, and they've spotted out the Undying. They might go on this.
Sticky napalm being used straight away, but he's going to get slowed up by the stifling. It's like not stifling dagger. Oh, what's Spectre's dagger called again? I
Spectral
can't
dagger.
remember. Spectral dagger. It's part of a name. That's really embarrassing. Sorry, folks.
Three
Dyer's
down
Anyway.
the bottom lane.
is under
The
attack.
Team Aegis here. They're putting a lot of pressure here. They want to secure the Spectre some farm. Meanwhile, they're giving Sven the time of his life. He's got this top lane all to himself.
Dyer's top tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
he's having an absolute dream of a time out there, just taking some jungle stacks as well. But you're right here. The Spectre, just they're being
Dyer's
really
top tower
aggressive
is
inside
under
their jungle. I
attack.
think they've got 4 down here now.
They want this tower. I'm not sure they're going to get a whole lot out of this. Mid lane, they've actually got the Invoker though.
Oh,
Another arrow landed. Murana.
Dyer's middle tower is
again,
under
just
attack.
missed that one. But the Reaper's Scythe coming through and keeping him out for 30 seconds. There's not really too much they can do there.
Radiant's
But we
bottom
might
tower
see this
is
tower go
under
down in the
attack.
bottom lane as well. There is a lot of
Dyer's
pressure
structures
being
are
applied.
fortified.
I don't think Aegis wants to lose this. I mean, getting the safe lane tower for a mid, not really worth it when you've already lost
Dyer's
one
middle
already.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, but this mid tower is falling so much quicker than I thought. It's already gone down, and they've barely made a scratch on the safe lane tower. So it looks like they're going to be rotating around, but the Sven still staying
Use the
still
scan
staying in
here.
lane there. They both use it almost on top of each other. They know they're around. They know they're coming around, so they're going to want to get back there.
Yeah, the Team
Dyer's
Aegis
middle
doesn't
tower
have the
is under
heroes
attack.
that are that good at pushing towers. Their best one probably Invoker, and he wasn't even there. He was just farming up. So they're getting some damage done to their mid tier 2 as well. They just can't afford to lose these objectives.
Especially this early into the game, is not something they want. They all have grouped up, however, looking to defend when they need to. But the rest of the future ancients have just split up, and they're just doing their thing at the moment.
Yeah, right now the Future Ancients taking much bigger advantage of the map. They're utilizing the farm a lot more effectively right now than Team Aegis, who are really grouping up. And when you've got heroes like Undying and Disruptor, you want to be utilizing those in fights and defending these towers. But you need those rotations.
Yeah, exactly. And we see that the future ancients have
Dyer's
got
bottom
three-
tower is under attack.
3-4 heroes looking to try and take down this bottom tower, but the Undying and Disruptor are just hanging around behind, not going to be able to do much there.
So the Spectre looks like just going for that Vanguard early. Picked up the Ring of Health, so wanting to be a little bit more tanky. Lots of pigs coming in. Arrow landing on.
An arrow landing on the
worse.
eye there.
Not much is going to happen out of that though.
Good arrow.
Too
though.
dangerous.
This Mirana is absolutely on point at the moment. G-Shock for the future ancients. Doing I can't remember the moon god's work. But
Sven already got his treads, looking to finish up the Helm of Dominator. He's already got the Helm of Iron Wall there.
he's dangerously close to the Spectre there, but he is going to get
Ultimate is
pinged
robbed.
out. I think there's probably more of a distraction ultimate more than
They
anything.
know he's there. Spectre's not that worried about it by the looks of it though. Oh, she's backing up now. So
Yeah.
Sven just not getting punished for being so aggressive. He's alone too. Like, I think what they need to do is rotate and take back their jungle right now, because just all over the map, Future Ancients is just really getting the benefit of this. If we look at the gold graph right now, 4,000 gold in the net worth in terms of Team Future Ancients. They are ahead.
Yeah, they're just over 4,000 ahead. They're doing a really good job of keeping Team Aegis back. Sorry, keeping Team Aegis back and behind. I mean, they really are behind in a lot of ways. And this Sven has 58 last
This
hits.
Necrophile's going deep for Spectre.
Oh my
here.
god!
Doesn't quite get it. He had
Just not able to do the
Dyer's
damage.
top
He
tower is
forced the
under attack.
rotations though.
Radiant's
TPs
bottom
came
tower
out,
is under attack.
Stop that. So A good
And
hit to the net worth there.
That's left them a free tower in the top lane. They've just taken half the health off just from Sven, giving Sven the space to do what he needs to do. And Batrider has just picked up his Blink Dagger, so we're going to see some crazy initiations from the side
very
of...
fast Blink Dagger, 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's not like he substituted his boots or anything for it as well. He's a very, very fast Batrider. That's kind of scary.
And now that they've hit that timing, they're probably going to look for some kills. Keep the pressure on the Spectre is the name of the game. Like, you need to take advantage of this first 15 to 20 minutes, all that you can, because that's when your team has the biggest advantage. And if you can keep the Spectre slightly underfarmed, you've got the advantage for the whole game. Looks like they are grouping up. They might think about doing a smoke here and utilize this first Blink Dagger showing, because Team A just won't know that it's coming.
Exactly, and the Disruptor and the Invoker are very, very close by. Spectre did manage to back off, probably not on purpose, but I think they've figured out that something's gone wrong, and the Invoker does manage to get picked up by Firefly and Lasso. However, then the Spectre does manage to come out as well, and the Necros is going to take down the Invoker, and I think Sven's stun comes out. He does manage to come out on the Undying. He's taking a lot of damage from Firefly, who has one stack of sticky napalm, but K is just keeping him alive, but he does manage to go down from Reaper's Scythe. He's not able to survive through that.
Middle tower is under attack.
Disruptor hanging around. Thinking
Yeah,
about
again,
doing
I
something
was...
here, but good look at that fight recap.
I was surprised that he wasn't targeted there. 488 gold going the way of Necrophos there, who managed to get a double kill.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is
unfortunately,
under attack.
Disruptor still level 5, so can't utilize that ultimate in that team fight. Could have changed that drastically, but yeah, that's the benefit of getting this early Blink Dagger and putting this early pressure on this team.
It was really, really well done by the Batrider there. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he definitely chose the right hero to initiate on. Did they actually get Invoker in the end?
Yes, they did.
They did. Okay. And the river's gone dry.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh wow.
All the water's gone, ladies and gents.
This is global warming at its finest in Dota 2 right now.
When you see global warming affecting video games, you know that something needs to be done.
Something has to change. Come on.
Straight back into farming for Team Aegis though, who know they are really behind, and they are 7,400 behind on the net worth graph. Do you think, Mads, that Aegis can bring this back with a couple of lucky team fights maybe?
Oh, definitely. This lead isn't surmountable at all, especially when you got a Spectre. She really needs that first big item to come online though. So whether she goes for the Diffusal, may consider going for the Radiance, but I think at this point you probably want to get something to make you come online earlier. Even a Yasha possibly is the way to go here, because if you try and go for the Radiance and you keep losing these objectives, it's going to be an uphill battle from there. But once they get level 6 on the Disruptor and possibly the IO as well, they can really start thinking about doing something. But still level 5 on both of those, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, exactly, and especially with the Batrider who's come online quickly. They really need that Spectre to be able to do something, or at least have the Undying pull through and deal some more damage. But meanwhile, Sven is just farming away. He doesn't give a care in the world. He's just pushing for those late game items.
He's got himself an Oblivion staff here. So I assume this is going for the Echo Saber.
Yep, which is a very, very popular item. Miranda Rot's come out though, Moonlight Shadow, and they managed to out the Spectre, who's in the lasso and is going to get Reaper's Scythe down. There was no way he was going to get out of that. They did not expect it at all. They sentry wards up. Sorry, I take that back. They have one sentry ward up, but it is not in the right place at all.
And that's
just too far out.
That's the kill you want as well. Keep Spectre on the back foot. You'll definitely drop Reaper's Scythe for that every time, just to confirm the kill. That gives you your team so much advantage here. I mean, Spectre sitting
Dire
on
Arrow
a
comes
100
out.
gold.
It's managed to connect. Oh,
Just ran out, did it? Or did he dodge it?
literally, no, it ran out just before it hit him. He didn't look too phased by it though, so it was obviously calculated. Mirana is very close to this Aghanim
Radiant's
Scepter,
bottom tower is under
which
attack.
we were talking about just before the game started. So it might be it's gonna be very effective in big team fights. Lasso is used to pull out.
DD on
Definitely.
Sven right now. They are looking for this mid tower. They want to push it with this DD. I don't think Team Aegis can defend against this.
I really don't think so either. I mean the Spectre can be there with a push of a button, but I really don't think that she's got enough.
He's got
And
the
the
Echo
Sven,
Saber now.
the Sven's got that Echo Saber.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Little scouting arrow there. To make sure no one's sitting up top ready to jump them. So they got their whole
Yeah.
team there. Batrider and Necro just coming in the back.
Dire
And looks like they're just going to get this tower.
Yeah, it's not really the way that Team Aegis want to be going. Stormhammer coming out on the Invoker, but it's not going to be too much. But he does manage to get jumped on by the Batrider and pulled away. Lassoed away, and the IO just managing to save him just in the nick of time. But the Sven's really low. He does actually manage to go down. The Spectre managing to ult in and do spectral dagger damage immensely quickly. That was really not the way that Tarantins wanted that to go at all, and they turn it around. The IO teleport there, just managing to save that Invoker. It was really well done.
Yeah, they weren't really ready for that on TFA, and Sven just running it a little deep, bit of overconfidence maybe, and gets picked off. The mech was a little bit late as well. Necros dropping that just after Sven had gone down, so possibly a bit of miscommunication there, or maybe he just wasn't there in time.
Really unfortunate there for the future Ancients, who at this point in time have been looking so good at
Dire's
controlling
bottom tower is under attack.
controlling Team Aegis, but they really turned that around. It was a very good IO teleport, and I suppose it did exactly what he was picked for at that point in time.
So if we look at the goal graph, with that one kill it only very slightly dips.
Yeah.
So if we're at 10k now for the future Ancients here, possibly this Invoker has picked up the Midas now, so it might pull back in their favour a little bit, but they're definitely playing the long game right now, so if the future Ancients can take advantage of that, it's going to be really good for them.
And Mirana has just finished her Aghanim Scepter. It's on the way on the courier, and Necros is just halfway there as well. We're going to be seeing some big plays coming out from them in team fights in the future. But for now, they're just going to farm away and keep up them last hits.
Yeah, Necro's just going to be able to delete one of their heroes from the team fight, which is going to be ideal for them.
Without buyback as well.
Yeah, especially when they're already behind. So if you can get that on the Spectre, she can't buy back and ult back into the fight. And it looks like they're actually going to find her here. Batrider out by himself though, doesn't have that much support behind him.
Yeah, I don't think he's
grabbing the Swiss though.
Oh, he does actually manage to grab her, and Spectre is being utilised to try and defer him away, and I am managing to just tether back to the Disruptor and heal himself up out of harm's way there. But it was a good initiation, just didn't have all the backup that he wanted. Mirana has used Moonlight Shadow here.
Well, they're going in very deep here. Sven looking for the Swiss possibly. Very low.
Maybe they're going on the Mirana. Oh no, and the Sven has managed to delete the Wisp with 2 hits there.
Could it be 3?
And it's going to be 3, and oh! That Reaper Slide just not quite getting the Undying, who just had a bit too much health. He still does go down directly afterwards though, but without the extra 30-second penalty. And they do take the tower as well. It definitely went the way.
Disgusting. He just removed the Wisp. He didn't even know what hit him because they came out of the Moonlight Shadow. It was a great initiation by them. And now he's got his BKB.
That's not fun for Team Aegis, especially only 20 minutes into the game. That's completely negated Disruptor. at all. It was probably going to be the only one who was going to be able to control Sven at this point in time.
Yeah, he's sitting on just over 2,000 HP as well, so it's going to take them a lot to be able to take him down. They haven't smoked up here on Team Aegis. They're looking to wrap around the back and maybe catch them unawares, but this is very dangerous for them, especially with the...
Say it looks like they might do it. The smoke is going to be broken, and they've found the Batrider. They're going to bring him back in just outside of it though, and the Invoker is going to drop all of his spells, but he's not going to be able to do too much. Stormhammer coming out, and the hell is it just, again, it just deleted the Disruptor. The Echo Saber just doing far too much work there. Batrider is still in the fight. He's doing so much work there, and Reaper's Scythe, again, getting rid of the Undying.
They need the Spectre kill.
It was very, very low. They managed to take the... Oh my god! That was just ridiculous. One hit on the Invoker, one hit on the Dying, and Sven just absolutely deleted them. And actually Venge took out the Spectre, and they've already called GG. They've already called GG. They
five-man team wipe. That'll win it.
That was ridiculous. Oh wow.
Well done, Team Future Ancients. They'll be going on to the grand final of the Cybergamer Amateur League. We will see you after this for some post-game analysis.
See you later, guys.